There are still the bones and the skulls drying out on the roof. So, with the statue, no, but just part of it.
是。
Regarde la couleur du rosier.
だって死んじゃってさ。